I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen. And today we're going to do a kitchen basic. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you how to make a basic cheese sauce. This is something everybody should know how to do because it's the base for au gratin potatoes, it's the base for macaroni and cheese cheese sauce is just a really great thing to know how to make because you can use it for vegetables, you can use it for dipping, you can use it for fondue, and who doesn't like fondue? Because fondue is fondue. Anyway, we're not making fondue, we're just making cheese sauce. So join me and let's see how we make this. Get right into this cheese sauce. I have melted 1 stick of butter, so that's a ½ cup of butter, and we're going to have to make a roux, so that means equal parts of melted butter and equal parts of flour. So I have a ½ cup of flour, and then we're going to have a teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, minced onion, and a ¼ teaspoon of nutmeg. I have 1½ cups of shredded cheddar, and a ¼ cup of grated Parmesan, and 2 cups of milk. And you can use whatever fat milk you want. I'm using, mine is whole milk because that's what I had on hand. So let's make the roux. Let's get this flour in here with this butter. And you want to cook your flour just a little bit until it starts to smell nutty and maybe turns ever so slightly a different color. You want to cook the raw taste out of the flour. That's the most important thing. So don't just throw your flour in with your butter and then move forward because that won't work. I am at this point going to throw in all my spices. Essential to put a little bit of nutmeg in your roux. It does add extra flavor and it gives the right flavor to a cheese sauce or a white sauce. Basically, we're starting off by making a bechamel. Once we add the milk in here, it will be a traditional bechamel. Once we add the cheese, it will be a cheese sauce. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and pour this milk right in there. 2 cups of milk, and whisk. And keep it over medium heat, and continue whisking. And then this is going to thicken, and you're going to be able to determine how thick you want this. If you want this to be a little bit thinner, you can add some chicken stock or vegetable stock, or you can even add some water if it's a little too thin. You can also add more milk if you like. What I'm going to do, if mine is a little bit on the thick side, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little more water because I've used some whole milk here. And it'll be just fine. This is going to come to a boil, and what this is going to allow to happen is for all that flour to absorb the liquid, and then it's going to become thick and beautiful. At which point we will add the cheese. You're going to want to continue to stir this. Don't walk away from it. The bechamel can tend to burn very quickly. It doesn't take long for it to turn into a sauce, trust me. So walking away from this is only going to leave you with a horribly gloppy mess, and it's going to kind of stick to the bottom of the pot, and nobody wants that. So cheese sauce is one of those things that a lot of people think you buy in a can, or you buy cheddar cheese soup, which I happen to find kind of icky, but that's just my own personal opinion. I don't like that stuff when you can make it yourself at home, and it's so much better, and you can make it from things you already have on hand. I mean, why not? I mean, almost everybody I know keeps cheese and milk and butter on hand. Everybody has a little bit of flour on hand. You can even use Wondra in this if that's what you have. Wondra works just fine. All-purpose flour works fine too, not a problem. I would not, however, use like whole wheat flour or bread flour or pastry flour in here. I would definitely only use all-purpose flour or Wondra. You can see that it's already starting to thicken up nicely. It's starting to become a sauce. And I'm not adding any salt to it at this point because the cheese and the Parmesan, the cheddar and the Parmesan tend to be salty, so it's just not necessary to add salt at this point. However, when you're done and you taste it, you're always going to want to taste it for seasoning, at which point you can add cracked black pepper and salt and decide if you want to add salt or not. But it's my opinion that salt is already salty. Wow, that's brilliant, Noreen. Cheese is already salty, okay? You can also add a dash of cayenne pepper in here if you like, and you can see how thick this is getting. I can feel in just a matter of a couple of seconds that this became very heavy, and it became it gave more resistance while stirring. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our cheese. And I had my shredded cheese in the freezer, so that's why it looks like it's a little bit weird. But we're going to add this in here. Let it melt off. And while this is melting, I'm going to grab some Worcestershire out of the fridge, because I forgot about that. I always like to add a dash or two of Worcestershire. Whoopsie. You can also add, it's about a teaspoon of Worcestershire. You can add some beer in here. It's fantastic. And Molly just made a noise, but we're not adding beer tonight. So don't worry, sweetheart. I am going to add a little bit of water in here because it is a bit thick for my taste and for what I want to do with it. So you can use water, broth, milk, beer, whatever you like to loosen this up. Now, if you're going to make cheese soup, this is exactly how you would start, only I would personally double the milk and add an additional 2 cups of chicken stock, and then you'll have a lovely cheese soup. Cheese soup is also excellent made with beer. And let's have a look with our wooden spoon. Yep. There's our cheese sauce right there. Perfectly delicious. That's how you make cheese sauce, folks. You can use this on a mock. I used to like to make Eggs Benedict with cheese sauce instead of hollandaise sauce. That's before I learned how to make hollandaise sauce in the microwave. And it's perfectly delicious. This is an awesome sauce to throw together to put over broccoli and cauliflower or any type of steamed vegetable. You can use, like I said, add a little more liquid to this, beer, broth, milk, and make a cheese soup. Throw some ham in there, whatever you like. So, this is where we're going to end it. This is a beautiful cheese sauce. And that's how you do it. I hope that you try this. I hope this has helped you learn how to make a cheese sauce. I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.